this makes you feel real fucking proud, dude. You're not gonna be smiling like that when we got a legal fucking case against your ass because of all this fucking legal shit.
This smirking cop is one of the reasons so many folks now sadly distrust our police.
It's a fucking dog!
And they pull out their phones to record. We're watching video from Gun Barrel City, a tiny town just an hour south of Dallas.
I've asked for your driver's license and you refused, okay? So step out of the vehicle.
You didn't pull us over,
That's
sir.
not even a reason to arrest
You didn't pull us
somebody.
over, sir.
You cannot legally arrest.
That's fine.
Step out of the vehicle. Step out of the vehicle.
Take my phone.
Step out of the vehicle.
Close the door. Don't let him come into the car.
We've got a hold of some of the body camera of that interesting police stop and arrest that night. At least the stuff the cop was willing to record. It's February 13th. The body camera video starts with gun barrel cop Greg Sarasso pulling behind a parked car at a convenience store. No lights, no siren, before he walks up to the car.
This is so fucking illegal right now.
Sarasso wants to see the passenger's driver's license, but won't say why.
Okay, sir, I'm not going to ask you again. I'm asking you for a lawful order for your driver's license. If you choose not to, you're going to go to jail, okay? Okay, that's fine.
Josh Barrett was the passenger in that 2020 Infiniti that night. Legal or not, he's like a lot of folks who get pulled over these days. They want answers. Why the officer wanted his driver's license in the first place? Why can't people be told that?
You know, he didn't give us any explanation as to what was going on, like why he was even there. So he immediately demanded to see my ID, and I was like, no, bro, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm the passenger of the vehicle.
So I'm going to ask you one more time, okay?
I'm calling my lawyer.
Okay,
bro. It's
I'm gonna ask you one more time.
I will sue
I need to
you.
see
You're
your
gonna
driver's
get sued.
license,
I'm the
okay?
passenger of the vehicle.
Okay,
I don't
that's
have to give you my
perfect.
license.
Barrett and his fiancee Allison repeatedly asked the officer what they were being accused of doing wrong. Who wouldn't?
Doesn't work like that.
It does. I'm going to make it very clear.
Can you tell us why you
Yeah,
Yep.
pulled us over?
Once I get his driver's license, I'll be more than happy to explain why I pulled him over.
Don't let him come into the car.
Okay, turn around.
You've seen the arrest.
They won't tell me why I'm getting arrested.
We checked. It's 8.5 minutes before Sarasso finally gives them the supposed reason why Josh is being questioned in the first place.
Sir, can you at least tell me why
Yep.
I've been pulled over?
So I clocked him doing 78 and a 70, so that's why I was getting pulled over.
Sarasso claims he saw Barrett behind the wheel moments earlier, supposedly speeding down 175 West. But in this day and age, Sarasso should have the evidence that really happened. But Gun Barrel City cop cars, well, they don't have dash cams. And for whatever reason, Officer Sarasso never turned on his body camera to catch this alleged 8 miles per hour over a fence. And this is weird. Records from the dispatcher that night don't even mention speeding. It's listed simply as a business check. Sarasso claiming he was investigating suspicious activity at a place called CJ's Convenience Store. Josh has evidence showing he was not speeding that night. This is the GPS data from his car he showed us, showing they never went over 70 miles an hour. Did nothing wrong.
If we were speeding, why didn't you pull us over right away? You know what I'm saying? It almost seems like he was like trying to harass us or something.
Sarasso then used the alleged speeding and Josh's unwillingness to show his ID to get his canine out for a search.
Because I'm running my dog through the vehicle?
Oh, yeah.
Sook.
Sarasso claims the dog was alerted to alleged narcotics. A search warrant document the same night says a vape pen was discovered, believed to contain THC. Barrett's girlfriend says it was hers.
Can you grab my vape?
You cannot get anything out of the vehicle.
But it's something else that Sarasso found in the search of that car that night that became the center of a big controversy. As Josh was taken away in cuffs, he was worried about it.
Close the door.
Okay.
Don't let them search the vehicle.
Turn around.
Josh says he wasn't hiding anything, but was afraid what an officer would do if he found a bunch of money inside.
1213, just also notate 55,000 in cash has been located in the vehicle.
Look, I get why a small town cop's curiosity might be raised when he sees all that cash. But here's something that's not cool. Right after Officer Sarasso finds the money, he turns off his body camera for 6 minutes.
What is he doing?
We do have the video taken by Josh's fiance, showing Sarasso is making a phone call that he apparently didn't want anyone to hear. We don't know who he was talking to, we don't really care, but his camera was off for 6 minutes. Barrett later gave Gun Barrel City PD the proof of why he had all that cash. He had just cashed this check from the sale of a pickup truck. That's where all the money came from, no big conspiracy here. But for days, Josh tried unsuccessfully to find out what happened to all his money.
We'd call and ask them where the money's at. They wouldn't tell us anything.
Except claiming they couldn't give him the money back, at least not yet.
Due to federal laws and state laws, we can't give you the money back. Like, why? I said, and we literally told them, we said we could prove where it came from, man. Like, it came from legal sources.
Barrett says he began worrying the money might be gone. That distrust again.
Right off the bat, I thought Sarasota stole it, you know?
We know the officer didn't steal it, but after 10 days of frustration about his missing money, Josh came to Dolcefino Consulting to help investigate his arrest, to fight the injustice. We asked about the money, the records of Gun Barrel City police officers, and voila, Josh got his $55,000 back the very next day after we asked.
Having y'all involved in this, like, whole endeavor has helped me get the money back, because I'm sure they're probably like, oh, you know, we're about to get exposed.
Investor number is actually coming back to a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, black and brown in color, stolen out of Henderson County.
Josh was also charged with 2 guns found in the car. They'd been reported stolen by his ex-roommate. Josh showed us cash app receipts showing he bought them legally. He's looking for justice, and that's something we do here, investigate allegations of injustice. He knew coming to us could make his fight public, in part because he decided to do what more folks are doing now. Check out the cop who arrested them.
I mean, you might want to check the law on that.
And boy, has Officer Greg Sarasso been in a trail of trouble, a poster child of sorts for a cop with a checkered past. He was hired in Gun Barrel after being fired from the Dallas Police Department in October of last year. He'd been a cop there since 2008. We asked to see his personnel file from Dallas Police, but they don't want to turn it over. Something else that needs to be fixed in this state. Taxpayers pay his darn salary. But Sarasso did make the news in Dallas, the Dallas Morning News, detailing his troubled background, and not just for insubordination. He was accused twice of inappropriate or unnecessary use of force, accused of illegal searches. The Dallas Police Department dismissed most of the complaints that we now know about. But what got Sarasso fired were family violence allegations involving his wife, another Dallas police officer. Cops had been to his house. Sarasso was never charged with a crime. But weeks later, he was all smiles when he was hired by Gun Barrel City, complete with an announcement on the city's Facebook page, welcoming its newest officer. We noticed Sarasso also couldn't help but have a smile on his face during Josh's traffic stop. Maybe he just likes to smile.
And he was just really snarky, really disrespectful, really rude, just really aggressive. He was really arrogant and just, oh, I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want and you can't stop me and nothing's gonna happen.
Sarasso won't talk with us, but his boss did.
Well, I know how Dallas works, and I'm pretty confident he'll end up with his job back there.
Oh, really? You think he's going to be cleared in the... I know he's going through a state administrative hearing process. You think he's going to be cleared in that process and that they'll find that he should have his job back?
So, yeah, I believe he'll be hired back.
But the chief may want to take a second look at Sarasso's job application in Gun Barrel City. When asked if he'd ever been a party to a civil lawsuit, he said, no, that's not true. He's been in lots of civil suits. He's appealed his firing in Dallas. A judge will decide the result of that. And we're now investigating the records of 20 other Gun Barrel police officers. Seems like a lot of cops for a town of just 6,500 people.
Sarasso, see.
All right, can you tell me the legal reason on why we have been stopped and why my vehicle has been taken from me?
In the meantime, Officer Sarasso is racking up even more complaints about his policing style.
Pulled me over for not using a blinker, but I used my blinker, and then and I was like, what'd you pull me over for? He was like, for not using a blinker. And he was like, I was like, your dash cam work? He was like, no, but my eyes are better than yours.
Bradshaw says after he was arrested by Sarasso for having a small amount of weed, he claimed Bradshaw assaulted him, even though Bradshaw was buckled into the back of the police car already. We want to see that video too.
And he like blows me in my mouth, and I'm like, dude, hey, watch out. And he's like, you know what, you just got yourself a felony. And I'm like, man, dude, you're full of shit. You know, like, how the fuck am I gonna get a felony? Like, I ain't do nothing, you know?
Bradshaw now faces charges of felony assault of a police officer. Gun Barrel City should make that video public. All body cameras should be made public. And when a cop has a troubled history, folks are gonna cry foul.
I can't even deliver food for Uber, but this food could be a police officer. Don't make no sense.
Josh is now charged with failure to identify himself, violation of an occupational driver's license, and those gun charges. After a search that should be questioned, and you can bet his lawyers will.
Absolutely, I'm sure. You are going to jail.